Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
City News.
Hello, good evening. It's 5:30 p.m. Welcome to Eyewitness News, live from our studios here at number 11, Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka, Accra. My name is Nanatufo Boateng, and this evening I am here with
Akosia Oche.
Coming up over the next 1 hour, 30 minutes.
We, the staff of VRA, understand the operations of VRA and its assets, so it would be out of place to sit unconcerned and watch the government of Ghana disintegrate the authority to the detriment of the Ghanaian populace. We do not think that these decisions are in the best interest of the people of Ghana, the staff of VRA, and the VRA as an entity.
Staff groups of the Volta River Authority, VRA, kick against the proposed merger of the VRA with Bui Power Authority and to combine the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, with the Northern Electricity Distribution Company, NEDCO. Also coming up.
It's not Honorable Albansumana Bagbe. It's the Speaker of Ghana's Parliament. Is not entitled to a motorcade or a police accompanied siren. In my view, Mr. Speaker, is wrong.
Speaker of Parliament and Chief Justice excluded from new road traffic legislation that exempts MPs from joining traffic and grants them unlimited use of sirens. And later, Ghana Education Service visits O'Reilly Senior High School and family of deceased student, promising to conclude investigations into the stabbing to death of a final year student in 2 weeks. Stay with 97.3 Citi FM for more on this and other stories on Eyewitness News. But later in business.
Government's revenue target for 2024 Q2 falls short of 2 billion cedis. We have more from the Central Bank's Monetary Policy Report for July 2024.
Eyewitness News is live across the country on all our affiliates, including Adwempa 100.7 FM in Takwa, Sky Power 93.5, and Beach 105.5 FM in Takrade, all in the Western region. Join us in the Bono Regional Capital, Sunyane, on Greener 95.9 FM. We're live in the Ashanti Regional Capital, Kumasi, on Focus 94.3 FM and Orange 107.9 FM. You're listening to us in the Volta region on Revival 99.3 FM in Tashivu and VOV Radio 95.7 in Hohoi. This is Radio Bembela on 91.9 FM in the Northern region. Join us in the Upper East region on Quality 88.7 FM in Garu. We're live in the Upper West region on Tonson 97.3 FM in Wa and on Jirapa 96.1 FM. Eyewitness News is also live around the globe on citynewsroom.com. Your comments are welcome via WhatsApp line 0549 986 996. Send us your thoughts, comments, and contributions. Let us know what you think. And we start off the show bringing you our first story where the staff groups of the Volta River Authority, VRA, are opposing a draft bill that proposes the merger of VRA with the Bui Power Authority, the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, with the Northern Electricity Distribution Company, NEDCO, and the creation of an independent thermal power authority from VRA's thermal plants. They argue that this decision is not in the best interest of Ghanaians and would have severe consequences for both the VRA and the country. We have the national chairman of the group, Theophilus Tete, on the line to provide further clarification. Good evening, sir, and thank you so much for your time.
Good evening, and thank you for having me on your program.
Grateful. On what basis are you rejecting this proposed measure?
Thank you very much, and once again, good evening to your listeners. We oppose this measure. Completely, we think that it is not in the best interest of this country. VRA has been in existence over the years, over 53 years. VRA have operated efficiently and no any other entity within even the sub-region have operated an hydro plant better than Volta River Authority. We have done same since its inception, and they have been very efficient. So what is the need to join Bui to Volta River Authority? These are two separate entities that are working very well for the people of this country. Let me tell you, my brother, this is just a facade to deceive Ghanaians that, oh, we are joining Bui and the Volta River Authority together and separating the VRA thermal power plant from VRA into an authority. It doesn't make sense. You are separating the thermal plant from the Volta River Authority to create an entity and to sell it. Why are we so much interested in selling state institutions? Can you point to one state institution that is being sold in the past?
Hello, sir.
That you can say that is doing well.
Sorry, sir. I'm not sure where I've seen a proposed sale of the thermal authority. I don't know if you can.
It is there. It is part of the bill they are committing to, because they are creating a thermal authority, and I'm telling you that the idea is to bring in other private participation or to sell it outright. That is the idea. That is the idea. VRA have run thermal operations for the past 25 years. VRA has supported the nation with power supply. Again, why do we want to put bulk of our energy generation, which is the security of this nation, into the hands of private people? We've been in this country where they have issued threats for non-payment to shut down. Have you ever, in the history of the operation of Volta River Authority, heard that the VRA is going to shut down its plant because MMDAs, departments, and agencies are owing VRA, and therefore VRA is going to shut down? This is a national thing. It's only to the people of this country, and therefore Volta River Authority will not do that. So it beats our imagination for anybody to reach the idea that let's merge B and VRA Hydro. Let's take the thermal out and sell it. That notwithstanding, Ghana has discovered gas. When there was no gas in this country, Volta River Authority was procuring crude oil on cash and carry basis to produce electricity for this nation called Ghana, to keep the industries going, to keep Ghanaians to their job. Why are we disintegrating VRA? Is VRA said, or has VRA complained that they are tired of running the thermal plant? What do we want to achieve with this? Somebody. Besides, we are key stakeholders in this environment. We have engaged our management. Over the years, VRA was trying to create what we call a holding company, where VRA will manage all these entities as subsidiaries. And that is what VRA management and the VRA staff group have been engaging on it. With this bill, which is calling for merger, which is calling for the hiving off of the VRA thermal, VRA management is not in the know. They have not been consulted. They have not been engaged on this direction. We, the staff group, even the Public Service Workers Union, that the Volta River Authority staff group belongs to, have not been also engaged. What is so urgent that we have to push this thing through Parliament under an emergency? Is it because we want to parcel it and sell it to our friends and cronies, or what? Where has it gone wrong in this country? If selling everything in this country, I don't think that the country itself is ready to manage itself. So we are against it. We are saying that we are competent. VRA is efficient in running both thermal and hydro. We've also heard from other quarters saying that VRA was created to run only hydro. Please, they should go and read the VRA Act. That was promulgated in 1951. And it's clear. They had the vision that, look, water is by nature. And therefore, there will be a time when you might not have enough inflow into these dams. And then what happens? The period that you do not have enough water into the dam, what happens? That business goes down. Hence, VRA investing in other source of what? Generation, be it the thermal, and now we are into solar. VRA is looking at wind and others. So please, the idea is neither here nor there. Merging Bui and VRA will not change the status quo as it stands now.
But if you look at the technical and monopoly roles that VRA plays, creating room for privatization would not necessarily mean 100% sale, would it?
No, we have a lot of private entities in the energy or the electricity space. We have more than 8 private power generators in the electricity market today, who are almost about 40 to 42% of the energy generation in this country. So VRA has not stopped any of them. VRA rather is giving VRA is making the competition cleaner. Because you see, VRA was built for the people of this country. And the VRA's running thermal also used as a guide also to measure what tariffs the IPPs are bringing up. So if you take all the thermals from Volta River Authority and you give it to the IPPs, who is going to be the check? VRA is not afraid of competition. The competition is already there. As we speak, licenses have been given to other power generators who are building new power plants. Look, Volta River Authority is for the security and the economy of this country. We cannot sit as a group of people or as the citizens of this country to say that we hand over our national security into the hands of private people. Look, as we speak, all the IPPs have been paid in forex, whereas Volta River Authority is paid in Ghana cedis. Yet we all go to the international market to procure our plants, to come and fix our plants. So, what is the argument? VRA is not opposing any competition. The competition is already there. VRA should be allowed to run its thermal and the hydro, as it has done in the past 60 and the 25 years of its existence.
The argument, as we are being told, is to ensure efficiency in the power sector.
What is the efficiency that we are talking about? The Volta River is efficient. Volta River has run these entities over the past 60 years. And I'm saying that the Volta River Authority today stands tall among all generators in this country. The first power plant was built by the Volta River Authority. It is up and running in this country. Recent challenges we had in the energy sector, it is the Volta River Authority that sustained everybody. Volta River Authority never shut their plants down. Volta River Authority procured fuel to run, to sustain this country. The VRA is very efficient. Come to VRA today, it is only run and maintained by Ghanaians. What else can we say? Ghanaian engineers and technicians are the people who 24/7 are maintaining and operating the Volta River assets. Can we say same of other entities? So Volta River Authority is efficient. Nobody can point to Volta River and say that Volta River Authority has never been efficient in running its facilities. Look, the recent Ameri power plant that was relocated to Kumasi, which is running and giving almost over 140 megawatts onto the grid, was done by Volta River Authority. Was transported, both commissioned by Volta River Authority. Currently, as we speak, if you go to Kumasi today, it is being run by Ghanaian engineers and technicians. So Volta River Authority has always been efficient. He has gotten prudent management who have managed this institution till today. I'm telling you that VRA is over 63 years and going and stronger and growing stronger and stronger.
Very well. Now, regarding the power challenges, we've seen that the situation has improved a bit. But don't you think the injection of some private monies, some private sector monies, will go a long way to help us all?
Look, if you want private money, the private money should come and build new plants and add up. The private money should come and build new plants and add up.
But not necessarily to invest in the VRA.
VRA is an authority that has the mandate or that has the power to go to the market, money market, and also look for money. VRA can partner. VRA itself can go and look for funds, and if it needs funds to raise capital, its assets, VRA can go to the market. But I'm telling you that for what they are doing and for the bill that is taken to Parliament, it is not to invest any capital in VRA. Volta River Authority is strong and is a going concern.
Very well. Now, you also mentioned that there was no consultation. I am a bit at a loss with this because if indeed there's been a cabinet decision, then the general expectation is that management would have been consulted. Is it that this consultation has happened, but you as staff are not aware?
Well, we have engaged our management on this issue, and our management has explained to us that, look, we all know that Volta River Authority is trying to, create a holding company where it will manage its assets in the subsidiary form. But these mergers and this hiving off of the thermal operations has not come on the table. And besides, the Volta River Authority is comprised of management and staff. It's comprised of management and staff. And this is a very big entity that cannot just be run over by taking bills to Parliament without proper consultation with all the major stakeholders involved. To seek views of the major stakeholders that this idea that we are bringing, is it going to either move the VRA into the next phase or what is it? So I'm saying that our management said with this bill in Parliament, they have no idea.
Right. So the cabinet decision has been made. It's set to go through the parliamentary processes. When this is done, of course, the bill will be enacted and then it will need an assent. If it goes through, where do you stand? What level of opposition are you willing to mount against this?
We are Ghanaians and we are major stakeholders in this, and we are going to use all legitimate force within our means, all the legal processes that we have to ensure that Ghanaians are not shortchanged. We cannot say that we cannot throw our hands in despair as a nation, and therefore anything Ghana needs to be sold to the highest bidder. No, we are going to resist this. We are going to resist the staff of Volta River Authority and Ghanaians and people like you in the media, because the Ghanaians deserve more. We have gas. I can tell you the Volta River Authority thermal power is the cheapest in this country. The power from the Volta River Authority thermal plant is the cheapest in this country. And nobody can challenge that. Even our very simple cycle power plant tariff is the cheapest in this country. Why? Why are we not giving the Ghanaians a breather? Why are we not giving the Ghanaians a breather? But we want to give it out so that we pay huge capacity charges. Thank God that we have also discovered gas in commercial quantities, which we are using to support ourselves. So the Ghanaian need not to have a reprieve.
Very well, Mr. Tete. Now, before you go, I mean, we've seen your statement, and I'm wondering, ever since you got wind of this particular issue, what steps have you taken? Because I'm not seeing who exactly this statement is addressed to, unless, of course, it's just a press statement you have put out there. Have you petitioned anyone regarding this matter?
This is just a press statement as a starter. We are coming out to petition. We are going to petition TUC because TUC, for little information we have also not been constructed. We are going to petition them. We are going to petition the president to tell the president that we think that this issue is not the best interest of Ghanaians. But we want Ghanaians, as a starter, we want Ghanaians to know that we are not interested and we are not in favor of these measures and then the sale of the VRA thermal plant.
Very well. Thank you so much, sir, and we wish you well.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Theophilus Tete is the national chairman of the Senior Staff Associations of the Volta River Authority. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Still ahead, Speaker of Parliament and Chief Justice excluded from new road traffic legislation that exempts MPs from joining traffic and grants them unlimited use of sirens. So stay with us. When we come back, we'll bring you the details.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Hi, Aku. I just got the estimate for the home repairs. It's more than we expected. I'm really stressed about where to find the money.
Why worry, Musa? You are a salaried worker. Haven't you heard about the GCB personal loan promo? They can give you up to 700,000 Ghana cedis in less than 24 hours at a significantly reduced interest rate and fees.
Really? This sounds exciting, but is it easy to apply?
Super easy. Skip the stress. Get the cash with the GCB personal loan promo with a 1-month repayment holiday. Just visit a GCB bank branch near you or call 0302 634 922. Toll free 0800 422 422. No hassle, no stress.
Wow, I just got a notification. The loan is already in my account. That was fast.
Skip the stress and get the cash you need with GCB personal loan. Visit a branch near you today. Terms and conditions apply. GCB Bank, your bank for life.
Are you feeling tired after a hard day's work? Have you lost your appetite even for your favorite dish? Viral Blood Tonic is a nutritionally balanced, pleasant-tasting tonic fortified with iron and vitamins to boost your appetite and energy levels for high performance. Viral Blood Tonic, easy to take and good for the whole family. Viral from Danex Iting Starwin PLC. If symptoms persist after 48 hours, consult a physician. This advert is FDA approved.
Hey, is that Cuckoo? Hey, you've grown into a big boy, oh.
Even Momo is 15 years old.
It still feels like yesterday when we were fumbling with cash and worrying about the way money moves.
Say it again. Now I send money to my AC in the village, pay bills, save money, loans so kaka, investment kaka, at the Momo app.
Shit. How do you think I get the small coins from my bugger pack?
To celebrate 15 years of Momo, you too can win awesome prizes in the Momo at 15 Rewards promo. Just download the new My Momo app, continue to transfer and make payments, and you could be one of the 15 lucky winners of 15,000 Ghana cedis and 150 lucky winners of 1,500 Ghana cedis each. So, Ghana, keep celebrating Momo at 15. Offer runs from now till November. T's and C's apply. MTN.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. Now, the office of the Speaker of Parliament has been omitted from the list of high-ranking public officials with the privilege of installing a siren in their official vehicles and in motorcade. This was revealed by former Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu after a new road traffic amendments regulations LI was laid before Parliament. The legislative instrument was initially withdrawn following public backlash over MPs being accorded similar privileges. Here's a former Minority Leader expressing concern over the matter.
Not personalizing it. It's not Honorable Alban Sumana Bagbe. It's the Speaker of Ghana's Parliament. Is not entitled to a motorcade or a police accompanied siren. In my view, Mr. Speaker, is wrong for the number 3 to be out of this privilege. The Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana is also out of the motor traffic regulation, not entitled to it. Mr. Speaker, you can keep ministers and members of parliament out. But this republic has 3 important personalities: the president, the vice president, the speaker, and the chief justice. 4 important personalities.
That was former Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu.
Let's speak to the founder and president of Imani Africa, Franklin Kujo, who already has issues with this particular LI. Good evening, sir, and thank you for your time.
Good evening. How are you?
Very well, thank you. I hope you're well too.
Yes, I could be better. Thank you.
Right. Now, you did oppose the passage of this particular LI. when it was first mooted in Parliament. And of course, you had concerns after the ministry submitted the LI to the House. It was withdrawn following the public backlash. It's been relayed today, and the changes we're seeing, as announced by the former minority leader, Haruna Idrisu, is that the Speaker of Parliament and the Chief Justice have been exempted from the privileges this LI affords the MPs. First off, were you expecting that the withdrawal would have been the end of it?
Well, good evening to your listeners. Ordinarily, I thought so. But the question I should be asking is, why are we so fixated on sirens or series or whatever they call it? When we are supposed to be thinking about the economy, really, I'm so surprised that we are so fixated on this issue. But anyway, it's before us. I don't know what must have led to the withdrawal of the privileges for the Speaker of Parliament as well as the Chief Justice. And so who is there now? Is it the President and the Vice and then just these two? Or ministers are also included?
Well, I think those categories of persons already enjoy these privileges.
Well, that's fine. Well, it was good that we didn't have a mass number of people enjoying sirens, especially the MPs. So I don't understand why the Speaker of Parliament has been taken out. I don't know whether I should agree to what the Honourable Hussein is saying, but I really would not understand it at all. The whole idea behind opposing the sirens is because we thought that it was going to create a situation where, before you knew it, assemblymen are also asking for sirens, right? So if you are MPs who definitely did not need sirens, I have to know how to pronounce this very well, then we would have achieved our aim. But now that it has come back to Parliament again, with the provision that the Speaker and the Chief Justice should be taken out, I really don't understand the motivation, really. I don't understand. I just don't understand. But I thought that the idea was that only a few members of the public, in this case high-ranking officials, would have that privilege. If ministers are still enjoying it, I wouldn't understand why the Speaker of Parliament should not, and why the Chief Justice should not either. I'll be surprised that the ministers should be enjoying it while the Speaker and the Chief Justice are not.
But what do you make of arguments such as MPs and, of course, these ministers having to work on emergency basis most often than not, hence the need for such persons to use these sirens?
First of all, the whole idea of a siren presupposes that, well, we are living our lives in traffic jams. And that's the way I understand this whole thing. Otherwise, look, in any civilized state, if your main roads in the city are well done, I don't see why you even need sirens, unless, of course, you want to go somewhere at the top of the hour, where everybody else is struggling to get home. And even then, that should have been normally on good roads. But if you don't have good roads and all of us have to touch on the road like cockroaches and lizards, what's the point in having sirens for just you alone? So what can be more emergency than you taking care of, making sure that everybody can have can also benefit from the same systems of transportation we have? In any case, then choose when you need to go to work anyway. But I can understand there are strategic circumstances, maybe where you need to be somewhere, but those circumstances are very few. So let's not make the exception the rule.
But we also know that these privileges previously were reserved for emergency and specialized vehicles. And what danger do you foresee if it's extended to cover all these other categories of persons?
You know, even though we managed to push back that of the MPs, and I think ministers also should be taking off that list. Even though we managed to push back, look, I've been sitting in traffic, and every now and then I see people in private cars just blaring out their sirens and then making noise with no motorcade ahead of them. And the police has told that unless there's a motorcade ahead of these private persons, we should not allow. I sit firmly in my car. I never budge at all. They get close to me and hurl insults. I don't give a hoot. So that's what every citizen should do. We should push back as many more people who want to get onto that list. It's not as if you have a siren, then you are on the highway to heaven. In any case, as I said, the most sensible thing to do, I suspect, is to make sure that everybody has a life that they can lead in a city that is not congested. That's the number one rule. When you do that, you find out that you can even use bicycles. If it's an emergency situation, you can use a motorcade. So you can use specialized cars, right? I don't understand. I mean, you and I, you must have traveled abroad. You've seen all of these things happen in other civilized countries. I've traveled in the UK. I've been on trains with members of parliament and ministers of state. But rarely do you see even the prime minister come in and there are sirens, really. Why? Because there's a short time to travel. And the roads are actually well paved anyway. There's very few times you do see them making, blotting their horns. You could even be sued for making noise. That's actually noise pollution, isn't it? We should investigate the environmental protection laws and see whether all the sirens that they want to have fixed on their cars are not causing nuisance to the environment anyway. Look, we don't need many more people getting sirens and making noise throughout the whole day. I mean, look, people may be ordering food before I realize a driver is just letting up, making noise during the. We don't want that. As I said, if you once you allow members of parliament on it, before you realize your local assemblyman will be asking for it, before you realize your local committee member is asking for it, you never know where it will end.
I'm not sure how many of the local assemblymen have vehicles to make such demands. But these conditions...
When they buy them, they have them installed.
Very well. These conditions that you mentioned, I mean, they are prevalent elsewhere, but not here. Could this not be our own way of finding a solution to getting our ministers and MPs to be at post on time as we demand of them to be, considering our transport situation here?
So you said our own circumstances. Well, we'd like to do things our own way. Question I have is, where are they going to? And in any case, if they are in a hurry to go somewhere, I suspect it's going to add to the bottom line of the economy. Have you seen the situations where even our president gets sick and nothing moves in the economy stays the same? That's how you value the leadership's time in the country. If Biden is sick right now, you can be sure the stock market will be affected. The whole world will be affected, right? An African president gets sick, maybe South Africa, maybe in Morocco. Most of our leaders here, they can get sick. They can even leave the country. Nothing happens. Nothing moves. So if they are in the country and we are all suffering on the road, why should they be giving pride of place, going somewhere in a hurry to nowhere, to no value addition to the economy? My brother, what are you talking?
Franklin, now, finally, I mean, you don't want the ministers on there. Obviously, not the MPs. But if this should pass, which categories of people should ideally be given such privileges?
Oh, I think we should be restricted to the president, the vice president, the speaker of parliament, and the chief justice. These are the four important persons in the country right now. I mean, any other situation should be emergency. It should be health-related, or maybe a foreign dignitary who has to catch a flight. I mean, there should be extraordinary circumstances anyway. We shouldn't make the exception the rule, not at all. Imagine all these ministers and MPs going to Kutia or going to somewhere to launch, to probably cut a sword for some local bridge or something, making noise, wasting everybody's time, shoving everybody to the side of the road, only to go and cut a sword for some bridge. Is that a good use of sirens and time? No.
The new law that has been laid, Chief Justice is off, Speaker of Parliament is off. Should they be reinstated? Should they be put back into it?
They should be reinstated. That's what I'm asking. Who are actually on the list? Are you telling me that the president, the vice, and then some ministers are on the list, and the Chief Justice and the Speaker of Parliament is off the list? Really? Who did that? This is not even Animal Farm. This is not George Orwell or 1984. That must be some really, really, really hard decision taking. Is it to punish Babi because the whole thing was pushed again? Look, this whole thing is a circus. If that's the case, then you should withdraw the siren for everybody else anyway.
Very well. Really? Franklin, thank you so much for your time this evening.
It's a pleasure.
Franklin Kujo is president of Imani Africa. Let's still stay on this matter and speak to the Chief of Party for the Bureau of Public Safety, Dr. Nanaya Akwada. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, and good evening to your listeners.
Very well. Now, this LI, when it first popped up, we saw your opposition to it. The state of the roads have not changed. The traffic situation has not changed. The only change we are seeing now is that the Chief Justice and the Speaker of Parliament have been exempted from the new road traffic regulation. First off, I'll ask for your take on this, and then we can get into the safety issues regarding the privileges that are captured in this LI.
Well, thank you very much. Let me say I have not cited this new LI that is being laid. I only heard snippets of discussions on it from Parliament, and I heard Honorable Member of Parliament Haruna Idrisu indicate that the privileges of using a motorcade, the Speaker and the Chief Justice have been exempted, and I wondered how we could pass a law that exempts the Speaker and Chief Justice from privilege that me as an ordinary citizen I can enjoy if I can pay for it or I need it. Okay, for every time someone lays in an ambulance, he's enjoying, if you like, for want of a better word, that privilege, road privilege. So I have a feeling that someone is pushing a false narrative on Ghanaians. Okay, I do not think that what the LI is seeking to do is to restrict or take away such privileges which are entitled to every Ghanaian from the Speaker and the Chief Justice. What the previous LI, contained was that ministers of Parliament, members of Parliament, Chief Justice, and the Speaker of Parliament could fit sirens and strobe lights on their vehicles, as long as these are official vehicles. And we said no, they could not do that. The old LI said that these persons will also be exempted from speed limits, and we said no, they could not do that, because these are not what they are trying to practice. It's not done in any civilized jurisdiction. Okay, so if you have removed that from there, you have taken them that they can no longer fit strobe lights and sirens on their official vehicles. It does not constitute to taking away the privilege of using motorcades. Motorcades are normally, escort services are normally provided by the police. So these persons can use such services anytime they deem fit, or in the event of an emergency, they can fall on it, including members of Parliament and ministers. So I don't know the kind of false narrative they are trying to push on Ghanaians by saying that some people, some of the things I heard in Parliament today were so annoying, I have to just contain myself. I don't have to get emotional about it. But if you say that our members of Parliament are cowards, if you go ahead and say that we are treating them low, what are you talking about? So does it mean that now that they are attempting a coup on the Republic by saying that we will not assent to this LI until you add the people we think they deserve it to win? Isn't that amounting to a coup? What they are trying to do doesn't happen anywhere in the US. Okay? Strobe lights and sirens are reserved for security agencies and emergency services, the president and the vice. In the UK, it's same. In every advanced jurisdiction, this is the limit. All others needing road privileges fall on the police for escort services. So what new thing have we pushed on our MPs for them to, as it were, bash us from the Speaker's high office to the floor member in Parliament? I think that it is very, very shameful for them to argue in this manner. If they are able to tell us that in the West, things work so well, their roads are so nice because they pay road tolls, and for that matter, introducing road tolls for us to pay is a good thing, then they should copy the things that the West have also done, tried and tested over time into our country, and not, stage a coup on the Republic, on the people of Ghana.
But Nana, these emergency situations that you mentioned, will it not be prudent to have for these categories of persons to have the sirens and strobe lights, so that in a case or the event of an emergency, they will not have to go through all the bureaucracies to get the escort from the police service?
My brother, let's stretch this argument a bit. Why will it not be okay for me to have a strobe light and a siren on my car? When my family member experiences an emergency, I can just put them in my car and drive them off to the hospital, the nearest emergency care. Why should that not be possible? And it should be possible for the MP. I mean, let's look. In my argument, I told you that these are tried and tested in very civilized and advanced jurisdictions. We cannot seek to be doing something different. Okay? We as individuals and citizens also have emergencies sometimes. Okay? And everybody has one life. It's not as if we the citizens, in streetman language, we can die. The MP cannot die. No, we all have one life. So if we want to do something, let us be civil. Let us follow world's best practice in doing whatever we are doing. When and if there is an emergency, may his soul rest in peace. When Professor Atta Mills, when he passed, there was an emergency session in Parliament. Everybody got there. Everybody was there. How did they get there? So we should not be doing this to ourselves. We all experience emergency at one. They are even privileged. How many Ghanaians can pick a phone and call police, the district police office commander, and say, I need an escort to A or B? But they, as members of parliament, they are in a privileged position. If they need it, let them get an escort. Let the police pave the way for you. Let the police prepare the minds of other road users before you reach there with whatever speed you are going. But to say that we should fit this on your car because you anticipate that in the distant future you might need it, then everybody should be allowed to put a siren and a strobe light on his car, because we are all prone to having an emergency at one point or the other in our lives.
Granted,
okay?
but granted.
So this I cannot say that I will not allow them to pass this law. Who am I? I'm sitting in my small corner somewhere. Who am I to say I cannot allow Parliament to do it? But if they go ahead and smuggle the Chief Justice and the Speaker of Parliament into it, it will amount to a coup against the people. And we are hoping that the people of Ghana are watching. And if this Parliament does this, they must pay for it.
Very well. I mean, I can understand and agree that we are all human and have one life. But you would also agree with me that the roles we play in society are not the same, won't you?
Don't play that role, do you?
Obviously
and
not.
All of us cannot be MPs.
True.
All of us cannot be MPs. True. All of us cannot be chief justices. Okay. And are you suggesting to me that on the basis of the role they play, we should allow them to fit strobe lights and sirens on their vehicles? We should allow them to speed in any way, anyhow, exempt them from speeding? Is that what you are telling me? Because they are Speaker of Parliament or they are Chief Justice,
MPs or ministers? But look, but then again, then if I go with your argument, then it means that all other privileges they enjoy should be extended to Ghanaians or other Ghanaians as well.
I have not said that. You made the argument. That they should have that. They should have the ability to fit these strobe lights on their vehicles. In any case, that is not the argument in Parliament today. The argument in Parliament today is that they've been exempted from using motorcades, which is not true. Okay? Which is not true. And if that is true, then somebody is being mischievous by putting that in a law, because nobody is exempted in our country from using motorcade. Nobody. Why don't you? Yes, nobody. All you need is a permit. That's all you need to use a motorcade. If you want an escort, all you need is to reach out to the police for an escort.
Very well.
Escort services. So the speaker cannot be exempted. The Chief Justice has not been exempted. And that's the argument on the floor. And I'm saying that if you argue that they will have an emergency in a distant future, then I tell you, we will all have an emergency in a distant future. Do you know the value that we place on emergency? The value you place on if someone is going to Parliament because an e-levy law must be passed at all costs to save the country from grinding to a halt, and if you are panting for breath, in the next 4 minutes your life will be snuffed out of you, which one would you attend to? The passing of the e-levy or your life? Both are emergencies, aren't they? So it has nothing to do with what role you are playing in society. All it has to do is that we need a sense of order and discipline on our roads. And to have that sense of order and discipline, we must follow best practice. And I'm telling you that in advanced jurisdictions, in countries older than our country, this is the way they have gone. So if we copy them in our taxing systems, we copy them in so many other things, we should not leave that side and do different things, which will bring chaos. It's that simple. I don't know why we should even be here arguing this for 10 and 5 minutes. The truth or the fact of the matter is that what we are trying to do is not done anywhere. Emergency lights, sirens and strobe lights are always in most advanced jurisdiction reserved to the president and vice and the security agencies and emergency services. There is a reason for doing that. So we should not attempt to defeat that purpose. If Parliament decide that they will stage a coup and throw the people's will out of the window and do what they deem fit, that is on them. But to be on record, and I am praying that the citizenry will punish them for this because it is shameful.
Very well, Doc. Thank you so much for your time this evening. We wish you well.
Thank you.
All right. Dr. Nanaya Wakwada is Chief of Party, Bureau of Public Safety, speaking to us regarding the new road traffic legislation laid in Parliament that exempts the Speaker and the Chief Justice from the privileges inherent in there relating to, of course, unlimited use of sirens and, of course, not joining traffic congestions. Let's get to some other stories with Akusia.
Yes, the Lejokuku Municipal Chief Executive Mordecai Kwashi has assured that immediate security measures will be implemented to enhance safety on the campus of O'Reilly Senior High School. Well, this action follows concerns over compromised security due to encroachments on the school's lands, which have undermined supervision. Now, the Ghana Education Service has extended its condolences to the family of Edward Bokiti Saki, the 18-year-old O'Reilly Senior High School student who tragically lost his life on Tuesday, September 3, 2024, following a stabbing incident involving a fellow student. The altercation, which reportedly stemmed from an argument over whose father was wealthier, escalated into violence, resulting in Edward being stabbed 3 times by his classmates. A GES delegation led by the Director General visited the school and the bereaved family to express their sympathies and offer support during this difficult time. In a statement, the GES expressed their commitment to supporting the school, our community, and ensuring that a thorough investigation is conducted in collaborating with the relevant authorities.
Clearly, there are security issues with the school that we need to take care of in order to empower the school to take charge of security and the discipline.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Oh,
Yo, jump on now.
Go, the go. Google me. At what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, it go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I'll go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open them.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my go be fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my go be inside?
I give you info. Make a feel the go be too small.
The go.
Yo, Pana. Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Hey, is that cool? Hey, you've grown into a big boy, oh.
Even Momo is 15 years old.
It still feels like yesterday when we were fumbling with cash and worrying about the way money moves.
Say it again. Now I send money to my AC in the village, pay bills, save money, loan so kaka, investment kaka, at the Momo app.
Shit. How do you think I get the small coins from my bugger pack?
To celebrate 15 years of Momo, you too can win awesome prizes in the Momo at 15 Rewards promo. Just download the new My Momo app, continue to transfer and make payments, and you could be one of the 15 lucky winners of 15,000 Ghana cedis and 150 lucky winners of 1,500 Ghana cedis each. So, Ghana, keep celebrating Momo at 15. Offer runs from now till November. T's and C's apply. MTN.
Choboy! We have a new leader in town. OBRNT. Amanfo. Madam was Sibebre. When him say my baby, maybe more charcoal for whiter teeth. More charcoal. Not only that, maybe lemon. More lemon. Zinc for fresher breath. More zinc. And fluoride for stronger teeth.
Introducing the new President Charcoal packed with more power with a combination of charcoal and lemon for naturally whiter teeth. Grab yours now. This advert is FDA approved.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. City Business News. Be informed.
Time now for the Wednesday edition of City Business News on Eyewitness News. My name is Akusia Ochi. The details now. Government's revenue target for the second quarter of 2024 fell short of some 2 billion cedis as various tax handled recorded mixed performance. Out of the 76.07 billion cedis target, government accrued 74.65 billion cedis, representing a shortfall of 1.9%. Here's more from the Bank of Ghana's monetary policy report for July 2024.
The shortfall in domestic revenue was, however, a 24% growth compared to same period last year. Taxes on income and property as well as company taxes totaled 28.68 billion Ghana cedis, a 4.5% above the 27.44 billion Ghana cedis target. Taxes on domestic goods and services reached 25.97 billion Ghana cedis, below the target of 28.30 billion Ghana cedis, but showed a 24.2% year-on-year growth. Non-tax revenue collected amounted to 11.27 billion Ghana cedis, missing the 11.66 billion Ghana cedis target by 3.4%, with a year-on-year growth of 36.5%, primarily due to lower than expected fees and charges. Taxes on international trade amounted to 8.39 billion Ghana cedis, surpassing the 7.63 billion Ghana cedis target. Other revenues totaled 2.54 billion, missing the target of 2.99 billion Ghana cedis by 15.1%. Grants received reached 454.3 million Ghana cedis, significantly below the 1.65 billion Ghana cedis target and the 864.7 million Ghana cedis received in the same period in 2023.
That was a news desk report filed by Ni Lati. Away from that, the Consumer Protection Agency is threatening to mobilize 1,000 Ghanaian consumers to picket at the premises of the Ministry of Trade and Industry, demanding the passage of the Consumer Protection Bill. Well, this is aimed at intensifying their calls for the government to expedite the passage of the bill. Chief Executive Officer of the Consumer Protection Agency, Kofi Kapito, addressing a press conference on Wednesday, contended that the absence of such a law leaves consumers vulnerable to unethical practices by businesses.
We will continue to advocate tirelessly for the protection of every consumer. We will not rest until consumer protection is passed and enforced. We will officially petition His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana, the Speaker of Parliament, and leadership in Parliament. Then also intend to mobilize 1,000 Ghanaian consumers to picket at the premises of the Ministry of Trade until we see that the Ministry has taken the necessary steps to ensure that the draft Consumer Protection Bill makes its way to Parliament via Cabinet. We pledge to work collaboratively with government, businesses, and other stakeholders to ensure that this law is enacted, it is implemented effectively, and benefits all Ghanaians. I reiterate our urgent plea to the government. Introduce the Consumer Protection Bill to Parliament without further delay. The people of Ghana deserve no less.
That was Kofi Kapito, Chief Executive Officer of the Consumer Protection Agency. Now, the West Africa Regional Director for CATS International, Apiado Makukusi, who also believes government must demonstrate commitment towards the passage of the bill.
If the willingness is there, they say in treat that the Parliament will see about whatever human being want to do, if the government and Parliament and the ministry want to get the bill passed, they can get it passed before the end of this Parliament, which ends on January 6th. So it's all about the willingness of the executive.
Apia Dumako Kusi is the West Africa Regional Director for CATS International. Now, despite the significant progress recorded by state-owned enterprises, SOEs, in 2023, economic watchers are expressing concern that SOEs continue to make more losses. The 2023 state ownership report put together by SIGA indicates that state-owned enterprises in 2023 made a remarkable improvement of over 82% in their net losses compared to the previous year. The report further indicated that the total asset of SOEs also grew by 21.07%, reflecting strong recovery and growth. Speaking to City Business News, economist Professor Godfred Abokben stressed the need to reduce government involvement in the affairs of SOEs to boost their performances.
On the face value, one could take that to mean performance, but if you look at the granular data, you will see that because of the impact of the domestic debt exchange on some of the state-owned enterprises, the losses went up the year before, and therefore you can see that the improvement we are seeing, the correcting effect actually. So it's not because this is coming as a result of better governance, improved governance, efficiency. The net effect is that they are still reporting losses, and that is not good for us overall. Then you also want to look at the disaggregated data, and you realize that state-owned enterprises where government has control over the governance, the appointment of the board, and the rest of them, they are not doing well at all.
That was Professor Godfred Bokbeng speaking there. He is an economist. Now, government says it has reviewed its strategy in dealing with the rise in cybersecurity attacks in the country. All this, according to the Ministry of Communications and Digitalization, is inspired by the 2022 report of the International Telecommunications Union, ITU, which ran Ghana as a third country in Africa in dealing with cyber attacks. Speaking on behalf of the Sector Minister, Esla Osikufu, at the National Cybersecurity Professionals and Interpol Law Enforcement Conference held here in Accra, the Director of International Cooperation at the Ministry, Kwame Ba Ichamfor, revealed that a reviewed strategy document will be outdoored in October.
based on IT's framework, which focuses on legal measures, organizational measures, technical measures, capacity development, and cooperation. Ghana has reviewed its cybersecurity policy and strategy incorporating these measures. The strategy document has been approved by the Cabinet of Ghana and is expected to be adored in the next month during the Cybersecurity Month, as you know, we celebrate in this country. The National Cybersecurity Policy and Strategy will provide a national direction and implementation plan for Ghana's cybersecurity development by building a resilient digital ecosystem, securing digital infrastructure, developing cybersecurity capacity, deterring cybercrime, and strengthening cooperation. Therefore, we anticipate improved cybersecurity readiness and resilience and look forward to increased regional cooperation and information sharing.
That was the Director of International Affairs at the Ministry of Communications and Digitalization, Kwame Ba Echamfor. Wrapping up the City Business News on Eyewitness News. My name is Akusia Ocho. To stay with us. Up next is Point Blank.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Oh, jump on now. Go. Google me. At what time when you come back, we are not hear the sound of your car? Why you buy new car?
No, I not change my car. It be the same ride. It be the fuel way I change. Way one shouts it. Ever since I started using the all-new Excellium Premium Fuel, fortified with 3-in-1 action. Oh, Joe, now my car they run like electric car. No, it's so.
This is the type of fuel where they want to. Because now engine they cost. Where they want for way if I buy it, go protect my engine. And with the small way I buy, I go drive, sir.
Absolutely. It's like strapping a turbocharger to your engine and giving it a protector. And what they bust my mind, Seth, be the 3-in-1 action, no? Excellium, they prevent up to 99% of deposit. It be anti-wear, some be anti-corrosion. Won't pay when I open there.
Hey, so where can I find this magical fuel?
Just head over to any Total Energy service station and your car will thank you.
Hey, then make a finish my gobe fast, then rush go Total Energies. My friend, but why your hand my gobe inside?
I give you info. Make a fill the gobe too small.
Go.
Excellium is designed to protect your car engine, decrease fuel consumption, and lower CO2 emissions. Don't say fuel, say Excellium. Choose Excellium, choose quality.
Hey, is that cool? Hey, you've grown into a big boy, oh.
Even Momo is 15 years old.
It still feels like yesterday when we were fumbling with cash and worrying about the way money moves.
Say it again. Now I send money to my AC in the village, pay bills, save money, loan so kakra, investment kakra, at the Momo app.
How do you think I get the small coins from my bugger pack?
To celebrate 15 years of Momo, you too can win awesome prizes in the Momo at 15 Rewards promo. Just download the new My Momo app, continue to transfer and make payments, and you could be one of the 15 lucky winners of 15,000 Ghana cedis and 150 lucky winners of 1,500 Ghana cedis each. So, Ghana, keep celebrating Momo at 15. Offer runs from now till November. T's and C's apply. MTN.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Welcome back. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Time now for Point Blank. On Point Blank tonight, a youth group has emerged out of one of the manifesto promises of the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, which promise was to institute an Operation Retrieve All Loot, which has been christened Oral so far. Now, a group has emerged based on this promise, a brigade actually, and this brigade today embarked on a demonstration here in Accra. I have a convener of the brigade sitting here with me. He also doubles as a deputy youth organizer of the National Democratic Congress, Osman Ayariga. Good evening, sir.
Good evening to you, my brother. And good evening to your cherished listeners. And if you are online or Facebook, your cherished viewers, right?
Very well, very well. I trust you're doing good. Must be tired.
I mean, if you're fighting for the liberation of your country, you shouldn't get tired, because it's the tale of the thief and the thief catcher. So once the thief is not tired of running, you, the person who is in pursuit of the thief, you don't have to stop running. You know, the tale of the gazelle and the leopard. If one decides to get tired, he will either be eaten or one would not have a meal to eat. So the tale of, I mean, we trying to catch a thief, so we cannot be tired. So.
Very well, very well. Even before we get into today's picketing or protest, how's the campaign going? And last I heard of the flag bearer, he was somewhere in the Bono region. Correct me if I'm wrong.
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the flag bearer of the NDC, and the incoming president of the Republic of Ghana, inshallah, after 7th of December 2024. He took his campaign to the Bono East region, where I think as of today, they're around Kwame Danso. That's somewhere, I think they call it Far East within the Bono East region. I think he'll be wrapping up that of the Bono East today and go into Bono region. So the campaign is doing well, but we needed to be in Accra to protest against corruption and thievery and bloated contract that has led to looting of state funds. So the campaign is doing extremely well. The people are receiving him with all the enthusiasm and all the joy. And we believe that come 7th December, the good people of this country will look at their current situation. They say it in Chi, they will look at their sitting name. Yes.
But that was John Kufuor's slogan back in 2000, I think.
Well, it's a language, so you can use it as and when you choose to use it. Our city name is a language. It doesn't belong to anybody. It's a language. You can choose to use it as and when. So we are just reminding the good people of this country that they should look at their current conditions and vote appropriately and vote right. And we believe that if the good people of this country look at their current situation, the hardship, the suffering, the pain, the desperation, they would vote wisely and vote His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to be the President of the Republic of Ghana.
Operation Recover All Loot Brigade, Oral. Tell us about this brigade.
Thank you very much. You know, we in the NDC, we do not tell you that if we do everything today, what will we do after we win power? This is a promise, or this is a policy in the NDC's manifesto, that we are going to recover all loot that has been looted by this current administration. So the youth of this party and the youth of this country have always advocated that let us fight corruption and make sure that people do not get away with looted funds. People of this country, young people of this country, see all forms of loot. Now, before I even go into today's picketing and why we went out today, I just want to thank the young people of this country, the over thousands of people that came out today organically to register their displeasure on the suffering, the looting, the stealing, the thievery, the corruption that is happening or currently experienced under this administration. I want to thank the young people of this country that came out, the young people of this country that took pains out of their pockets to be able to attend that mammoth walk and mammoth picketing. I want to thank them so much. And to the other millions who were out there who couldn't come and who were following online also, I want to thank them so much for their immense support, especially those who posted on Facebook, those who were advocating, those who hosted us on Twitter Space. We want to thank them so much for their time and also their support. Now, with the issue of Oral. Oral was coined from the policy Operation Recover All Loot. And the next NDC administration is promising the good people of this country that whatever it is that this current administration, MPP administration, has looted from this country, whatever it is that they have stolen, be it state lands, be it through contracts, be it through properties, state properties, etc., etc., we would institute this operation to make sure that all of it is recovered. So the young people of this country and in this party have bought into this idea of Aura. So we came up with this group called Aura Brigade. And this brigade is to start unearthing all the rot and the loot in this country. And we are demanding, not just to expose it, but we're also demanding that this current administration take necessary action and steps to make sure that most of these bloated contracts, we are able to either stop them, we are able to abrogate them. There should be a value for money auditing. There should be some recovery of some loot within these contracts. So basically, that is what this group decided to do today. And we have set time with our number. That is not just a one-off thing. This is going to continue even beyond the elections. We are going to go after government officials who decide to loot, government officials who may even decide to loot after they have lost the elections. We will go after each and every one of them. So
including your own party folk.
Absolutely. If you are in NDC and you decide to loot, we'll come after you. Remember His Excellency John Dramani Mahama said that if you are in my government and decide to do any corrupt deal, I'll just hand you over to the appropriate institutions and they'll do with you. He's not a clearing agent like Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. He stated it emphatically when he met the young people at the Bukum Boxing Arena. He stated it. So if our flag bearer is saying this, meaning that he has emboldened people like us who are crusaders fighting corruption to make sure that we are able to kick everyone who decides to engage in any corrupt activities. So that is what this group will be doing. And it's not just going to be a 9-day wonder. It's going to continue and continue and continue. It's going to live beyond expectation. And that is what we're going to do as the Oral Brigade.
So, but where have you been all this while? Did it have to take a manifesto promised by the flag bearer of the NDC to get you to organize yourself and begin the series of protests?
Well, we have always been organizing so far as the NDC is concerned, or the youth of this party is concerned. We have always been organized. This is not the first time we've organized to fight corruption. You remember the issue of BOG. It took the youth of this country, although it was spearheaded by the NDC and Arise Ghana, it took the youth of this country to spearhead it. Remember, there have been many demonstrations, there have been many petitions. I personally, Osman Ayariga, as a person, I petitioned the Office of the Special Prosecutor on the issue of scholarship, the sale of scholarships and the issue of corruption within the Scholarship Secretariat. And I must also use your medium to say that I haven't had any response from the Special Prosecutor, and that will be my next, within the week, I'll write to the Special Prosecutor to seek clarity why I haven't heard from them. And in their last report, when they published all the cases they investigated, I didn't see the case of the Scholarship Secretariat. Sorry that I had to digress a bit, but let me come back.
That's all right.
Yes, so that this message is sent to the Special Prosecutor. If he's listening, he should take notice. If any staff of DS is listening, they should take notice that I'll be coming back to their office to seek information where they have got into, so far as that my case is concerned, the case of the Scholarship Secretariat. Yes. So you would agree with me that the fight against corruption didn't just start today. And we as young people, we've always fought it in different ways and different names. Yes, the acronym Oral Brigade may have just been birthed, but it doesn't mean that we, the actors who have fought corruption, this is not the first time. We also had so many press releases, press conferences in various groups. But this time around, we are coming under the umbrella, under the auspices of Oral, because we have bought belief and understand the policy of John Dramani Mahama with regards to Oral. And that is why we come under the name Oral to help propagate the good works of the Oral and how we are going to fight corruption when His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is elected as president.
Right. Tell us about today's protest and how it went.
Yes, today's protest was peaceful and successful. Why do I say peaceful and successful? We came out with a common goal and a common interest, with a common objective, of course. And, I mean, you and I understand in this country when one says he's going on a picketing, ordinarily, people expect small numbers. And when you say demonstration, people expect larger numbers. So today wasn't a demonstration, it was supposed to be a picketing. But to our surprise, we rather experienced very huge numbers that made it even look more than a demonstration. The numbers were huge.
Are you able to put a figure to the numbers?
Oh, I couldn't count them. There were over 3,000 people came
over
out.
3,000?
Yes, over 3,000 youth. I mean, you can look at it. You can watch the videos. You can go back and watch the videos and see the numbers that came. Over 3,000.
3,000 is quite a number.
Yes, 3,000. We filled the entire street of the ministries, not just finance. We filled the entire stretch of the ministries because we believed. I personally believed. Oh, we're just going to get about 100 or 200 people to go and present our petition, but upon reaching there or upon arriving there this morning, I realized the numbers kept coming, and it was organic. I just didn't know where the people were coming from, and this was just through social media mobilization. We are having a picketing. If you're interested, let's meet here. Let's meet there. We're going to the Ministry of Finance. So I thought it was just going to be some 5 minutes exercise. We just go, we present our petition to the Ministry of Finance, and we leave. But we realized that the numbers kept coming and kept coming.
What was the converging point?
We converged at the National Theatre.
Okay.
At the National Theatre.
And from the National Theatre, what numbers did you have? From
the National Theatre, I want to believe we had half the number, about 1,500 people.
Although you were expecting just about 100.
Yes, yes. So at the point, I kept saying, let's move. But the people were like, no, they think more people were going to come, so we should wait. Otherwise, if people come and they don't see us, they may just get confused, or they won't know, or they'll think that, okay, the petition wasn't going to happen, so we should leave. So we kept waiting, and people kept coming from all sects, all angles, all directions, all locations. And this is what I want to talk about, because you realize that this was a natural gravitation of young people who are angry at the current dispensation, who are angry at the current happiness, who are naturally angry at what is happening so far as corruption, stealing, theft, greed, looting is concerned. So this wasn't like a party program whereby you know that, okay, this is an NDC program, but this, you see young people who do not really identify with any political party. The Gen Zs, the young people who were excited that people are stealing our money, and there are young people out there who are ready and willing to fight for us, or young people who are ready to unearth this rot. So you realize that there were so many young people coming out there, and I really want to send so much appreciation to the young people out there, the Gen Zs, the young guys who were out there trying to mobilize through social media, hyping it on social media, that come on, let's all get on board. It may not affect us directly, but stealing affects all of us directly. Because, times pass when we say a demonstration, people usually want to demonstrate on issues that personally affect them. Example, maybe cost of fuel, cost of food, etc., or taxes that affect them directly. So for you to have young people believe that they needed to fight this SML contract or this Auto Ghana Limited contract, they realize that people have gone beyond the personal issues and believe that as a country, you need to fight for what is rightfully yours as a country. Because if you do not fight for Mr. A and they take Mr. A, the next day when they are coming for you, Mr. A will not be there to fight for you. So I just want to thank the young people who came out there. So we converged at the National Theatre. Then we walked towards the Ministry of Finance. So by then, the police were already expecting us. And I remember in our letter to the Ghana police, we told them that we're just going to pick it up at just 200 of us. And even the 200, we felt that was an overestimated number, because usually you don't want to go beyond what you estimate. So we told the Ghana police we're just expecting 200 people to pick it. But by the time we got to Ministry of Finance, we were well over 3,000 people out there. So I've seen on some media outlets pockets of, disagreement between the Ghana police and some of the Protestants. I believe there was a barricade where the Protestants didn't understand why they were being blocked, because the barricade wasn't towards the entrance of the Ministry of Finance. The barricade was on the main road. So the Protestants felt that, come on, we are walking in front of the Ministry of Finance. We are not entering the Ministry of Finance, because it's only our leaders that we're going to enter the Ministry of Finance and present the petition. But the police felt that for the sake of security, if we allow you to go beyond that, people may just push into the Ministry of Finance. So we had to come in.
Which is legit.
Which is legit, yes, I agree. So we had to come in, leaders of the Protestants, and speak to them. So I had to come in and calm them down. So they were calm, and we stated our position clearly, that we're not going to be disrespected. We're not going to present a petition to a security man or anyone below a certain rank. So we told them that we're expecting either the minister or the deputy minister to come out and take our petition. Otherwise, we're not living there, because we are already jobless. So we don't mind sitting there the whole day. It's going to be the issue of Ministry of Finance workers who will be unable to come out. And we didn't mind sitting there the whole day. And so at the end of the day, we're going to punish the Ghana police, of course, by sitting there the whole day, and also punish the workers of Ministry of Finance who were in there working, because there's no way they were going to come out. So I think the police commander, I don't know his position, but it's called Mr. Ahin. So he went into the ministry and he combed and came back to inform us that honestly, the minister wasn't available. The deputy ministers were not available. So we said, okay, we're going to sit there and wait. Wherever the minister is, he should come. Wherever the deputy ministers are, they should come. So then they said, yes, so I'm coming to that. So that was when they said the minister was out of jurisdiction and the deputy minister wasn't in Accra. So, but we had information that the deputy ministers were there, but upon hearing we're coming, they decided to elope. So we said, no problem. We're still going to wait. So then the chief director herself came down and waited for, I think, almost 30 minutes to 40 minutes. So we're still insisting we're not going to present the petition to her. But she came and pleaded as a woman and a mother and said, at least we should take her word that she was going to transmit the petition to the minister. So we took her word, because young people, we respect our mothers and we respect women, and especially women in high position. Of course, we have to respect that. So we respected her as a woman and we saw her as our mother. We said, no problem. We don't have issues with you. You are just a technocrat. You are just a civil servant doing your job. We have issues with the politicians who are looting. But we may also have an issue with you if we realize you are complicit in all of those lootings. So she agreed and she took the petition. And we told her that we needed a favorable response as soon as possible. Otherwise, the Ministry of Finance is not far. The same way she has seen us here today, we'll be back. And this time around, as she has seen us very calm and gentle, we may not have that patience again. So she took the petition, and I think she just said 2 words. She said once she has received it, she'll transmit it to the minister. The media were there. She didn't speak beyond that.
Well, of course, it's not her job to speak for the
Absolutely.
politicians,
So we took her word for it, and we told her that we may be back if we do not get the appropriate response. So there we announced to our fellow protestants or picketers that we are going to announce the next date, and the next date was for us, or the next venue is for us to picket or demonstrate towards the Jubilee House. Some may call it Julobi House. Some may call it Flagstaff House.
The details of the series of protests that you're planning. But I want to get into the petition itself today and what is contained in it. But before that also, you communicated an estimated number of about 200 to the police. And yet about 3,000, as you say, turned up. You don't think this made the work of the police difficult?
No, I believe it made the work of the police difficult. I must be honest with you. But it wasn't intended. As we were planning, we didn't plan to have numbers well over 200. Because as I said, in this country, when you mention picketing, people expect something small.
But
when
knowing the affiliation with the biggest opposition party in Ghana, did you have a contingency plan should it blow out?
Well, we had our own security. We had our own personal security to make sure that no one outside of our arrangement comes into torment or foment any trouble. Because we've seen people demonstrate in this country where people who are not really part, yes, we have infiltration. So we had our own security to make sure there were no infiltration. So we controlled our own crowd. It was just for the police to be professional, Giorgio, then we arrive at an amicable solution. So now to the content of our petition. Somewhere last week we already had a press conference, and we stated clearly the issues that we were confronted with. The first issue had to do with the issue of the SML, the SML contract, which has to do with revenue. Yes, with GRA, which has to do with revenue collection. And we felt that SML in itself was doing the job that GRA in itself had a capacity to do. And even though some civil societies have already taken it to court, it doesn't stop us from also protesting against such wanton stealing from the state. And I think currently annually they get about 1 billion Ghana cedis worth. So you realize that this clearly just has to do with an arrangement of stealing. I mean, not missing words. And you agree with me that legally speaking, before any entity actually withholds public money, so far as the collection is concerned, it must go through Parliament for parliamentary approval and through legislation. So if you wanted SML to go into revenue collection and actually withhold a certain percentage, which is currently 3% of the monies that you are collecting or accruing, then what it means is that they should have gone to Parliament for parliamentary approval through legislation before you can even go into that kind of range. That's the first thing. And you also agree with me that when they took the issue to KPMG for KPMG to audit it, there were issues of approvals beyond parliamentary approval, also issue of PP approval, etc., etc. And we expected the president to have said that let us strengthen GRA which is our state organization or the state wing in charge of revenue collection, to do this revenue collection for us. Why then would you be so interested in saying that the contract with SML should be further negotiated so that SML can make more money? Otherwise, what is it that SML is doing that GRA isn't doing? We have heard from MPA, we have heard from BOSS, we have heard from all the players within that industry, and everybody is saying directly that this contract with SML is needless and it just doesn't make sense. So you realize that there is an avenue for people to loot state resources. Otherwise, if you at Citi FM, you are doing what you're doing, and they just have to create another studio for someone to do the same thing you are doing and pay him extra, it means that somebody is benefiting somewhere along the line, because you shouldn't be paying two people when one person can actually do the work that these two people are doing at the same time. So you realize that
the intention of the contract was to leverage advanced technological solutions to streamline tax collection purposes and reduce leakages.
Yes, but GRA never ever complain of their inability to do the above. So it is at the time the Minister of Finance and the GRA boss at the time who now insisted that they themselves are unable to do the job. So you realize that GRA, if you watch and you read throughout these issues, you realize that GRA has never on any day stated their incapacity or they are not in the right capacity to do the same job that SML is doing. So you realize that in this country, for people to loot, they just need to create the impression that government is unable to do its job. Then they bring in a private person who then has to siphon government funds. And at the end of the day, there's a sharing formula or a coefficient
is that always the case?
Sharing. Mostly. Most of the time, that is the case.
Okay,
so
GRA SML is one.
One, yes. The next issue has to do with the ambulance with the
spare parts deal.
The spare parts deal. And this is the most stinking, ugly contract I have ever seen, from its inception to its execution. Now, you buy ambulances, well over $100,000. I think just a little over $200,000. If you do the competition, how much the ambulances were bought. And you want us to believe that there's this company called Auto Service Ghana Limited, which has no track record so far as maintenance of ambulances is concerned, because we're yet to see the track record. And this ambulance, this company, all of a sudden, per the figures, is going to maintain these ambulances annually to a tune of over $116,000. Let's even take the technicalities out and let's deal with it in a commonsensical position.
Very well.
Won't it be better for us to be buying ambulances every year? If you're going to be maintaining an ambulance for $116,000, then we are better off buying, instead of maintaining 300 ambulances, then every year we are better off buying another 150 ambulances, because the money used to maintain 2 ambulances can actually buy one brand new ambulance. So then we should have what we call disposable ambulances, so that after every year we just buy new ones and we throw away the old ones, because it just doesn't make.
Wouldn't you also, I mean, term that as financial loss to the state?
No, that's what I'm telling you, that if you can maintain an ambulance to a tune of $116,000 annually, then you are better off buying a new ambulance every year. I'm telling you how nonsensical, excuse my words, but I mean, we are being emotional right now, and we are being angry. We are angry with the state. No, we are angry with the stealing, because you cannot tell me I cannot buy a car. Example, I cannot buy a car for 50,000 and tell myself I'm going to maintain the car, a brand new car. I'm going to maintain that car annually for 40,000. It doesn't make sense. Logical, it just doesn't make sense, and it cannot be the case. That's what I'm saying, that if I am going to maintain a car 90% of the cost that I bought the car, then you are better off buying a new car every year. So there are two things. GRA XML, yes.
Ambulance spare parts deal.
Spare parts deal. Now, and you agree with me, the reports coming from Auditor General, which expose that currently with that ambulance case, there isn't value for money so far as the contract is concerned, where ambulance service workers themselves are being
exactly
used.
What are you demanding from the ministry?
We are demanding for the issue of SML. We are demanding an abrogation of the contract, because that contract was signed with the GRA, which is
against the renegotiation.
Yes.
Okay.
We are asking for a complete halt, cancellation of that contract. The second issue has to do with the issue of the ambulance case, ambulance spare parts deal. We believe that there are still more payments that the Ministry of Finance is supposed to pay that same company. They should abrogate all further payments to that company, and they should take necessary steps through a value for money auditing to retrieve whatever undue payment has been given to that company. Yes, they may have rendered some services. Pay them for those services. They should have a value for money auditing for the services they claim they rendered to ambulance services using ambulance services own workers. There should be a value for money auditing. They can pay them for those figures, but retrieve every undue payment that has been made to them.
Very well. What's next?
The next thing we have stated is that we're going to the Jubilee House. There are so many issues in this country that we all have been quiet about.
When is this happening?
Well, we'll announce the date to the good people of this country. Just today we finished that of the Ministry of Finance. The organizers of Oral, we are yet to meet and agree on a date. We have agreed on the venue. We are yet to agree on the date, because when we engaged the Ghana police, I think they stated that people have applied for so many days to have demonstrations. So we need to look at that calendar and see which day will be favorable, and we'll surely announce to the good people of this country and the youth of this country. And we believe that with the issue of Jubilee House, everyone will be interested, because that is the mother location for all corrupt activities. That is the warehouse for all corrupt activities.
That's
that
an
is the
allegation
compound
you are
house.
making.
That's
That's an allegation you
Not
are
Citi
making.
FM. I am making that is
we can
that
understand
yes.
that. We
That
cannot
is the
prove that,
compound
thank you.
house. That is the
your
compound
allegation.
house
But thank
for
you so
all
much.
corrupt
Thank you
activities.
so much. I think we'll have to leave it here. But we'll be following your activities and we'll be reporting to the good people of Ghana on your activities. Osman Ayariga, thank you so very much.
Thank you very much, my brother, and good evening to you.
Good evening. Osman Ayariga is a deputy youth organizer of the National Democratic Congress and convener of the Operation Recover All Loot Oral Brigade, a youth group that today hit the streets, protested at the Finance Ministry, demanding some answers to some alleged financial mismanagement under the current administration. All for Eyewitness News here on Citi 97.3 FM. My name is Nanatufo Boateng. I did this with Akosia Ochre. Show produced by Nana Kobna Wilson, Bevelyn London, Samiri Afe. Technical support by Emmanuel Latte. And of course, Edwin Kwalkofi on socials. Up next, we have Face to Face. Many thanks for your time. Keep listening to 97.3 Citi FM. Have a good evening.